Good morning, everyone. Yeah, yesterday we were discussing about checkers game. If you are, how you will proceed if you are building a machine learning system which will play this game. Okay, checkers game. So you know that you have white pawns and blue pawns, and you know that they move diagonally, and one by one you have to clear the opponent's pawns. Whoever loses all the pawns will lose the match. So that is the game. And we are trying to build a machine learning system for this checkers game. Okay. Yeah. In your design phase, first is you have to define the problem. So we have defined it. And next thing is what type of training example are we going to provide? Is it direct or indirect feedback kind of thing? How much involvement of the trainer will be there? Whether is it against the computer or against the humans? All those things you have to address. See, next step is you have to choose the target function. So what is a target function? You are making the system learn to play checkers game. What should be the target function? Target function is what is important here in this game. What is that which is very utmost important in the decision of this game? See, this is a checkers game, and here the most important thing is in any given board state, what move it will make. Okay, the computer will make. That is the important phase of this game. Each and every move will matter. So our target function is nothing but choose move. Okay, let's name it as choose move. From where to where you are going to move the pawn. That is the target function. So in this checkers game problem, whatever you are building machine for, in this target function is nothing but choose move. Okay, choose move. What move you have to choose? Choose move B to M. You can see here, choose move B to M means B. Capital B indicates set of board states. Capital means lot of boards. See, each and every pawn, if you place in one or the other place, that will make one board state. So similarly, lot of board states will be there. For each board state, there will be set of moves. There will be lot many set of moves. Okay, so choose move is nothing but B to M. That is, among the given set of board states, it may take any move. That is the target function. So if you are in currently in some position, what move you are going to make? Okay. See, in each for each and every board state, there will be n number of moves. So if you represent a target function like this, then it will be very difficult to take the decision which move it has to make. See, I need some value, okay, quantitative value based on which I can make the moves. So for that reason, this choose move function can also be represented like this. B is equal to B to R. Okay, R is some real value. Instead of set of moves, I will write represent it in some form of values. Okay, if you are in current board state and if you make a move, how much score you are going to get with that move? Okay, if it is a good score, I will take that move. If it is not, then I will not. Or if you have 10 possible moves, among that, whichever has got highest score, I will make that move. Is it clear? In the particular board state, whichever state you are in, if it has got 100 moves or 20 moves, in that, whichever is best move, whichever gives highest value, I will make that move. So target function is redefined like this. V is equal to B to R, set of board states. Among those board states, what move you are going to make, real valued moves. Okay. We have to assign the value for each and every board state. So that is our uh, job here. If you are in particular board state, if you make some particular move, what is that value you are going to get? Okay. So best move means whichever returns highest value, that is the best move. So like that, we can train the system to play against humans or to play against itself. So to define the target function for any board state, we can call it as V of B. Okay, we shall define the target function. Uh, that is the value of this board. V of B is nothing but what value that board yields. If board state B is final, okay, once you make the move, if that is the final state, then I will assign the highest value. Final state means you are winning the game. Then V of B is equal to 100. Okay, if you win. If board state is final and if you lose the game, then I will assign minus 100. Okay, value of that board state. Any board state you take, and if you make the move and if you enter final stage where you win the match, V of B will assign 100. If you lose the match, V of B will assign minus 100. And it is a final state, but match is drawn. Then V of B is equal to 0. Is it clear? If the board state is final state, if you are entering final state and if you win the match, 100. If you lose the match, minus 100. If it is a drawn state, final and drawn, it is V of B will be 0. Okay. If B is not final, that is if you make the move and match will not end, okay, you will enter another board state. Then V of B is equal to V of B dash, where B dash is the best state. See, among the various board state, B dash should be the best state compared to previous state. Okay, simply you cannot make the move. Whatever move you make, it has to be the best state. Starting from B, it has to be the optimal move. Okay, your move, your system playing, so you are making system learn. Okay, so it has to be the optimal move. So if, when it comes from one state to another state, it enters, it has to be the best state, next best state. Then if this is the target function, we have to represent it in some form. See, boards have pawns, and we are saying that we have to assign the value to the board state. So how to assign the values to the board state? If you are in some particular board state, how to assign the value to that particular board state? Once you assign, you can do the approximation of that function v dash of b. Okay, if b is not final, v of b is equal to v of b dash. Next, now we have to represent the board state in some form. So we will represent it that intermediate state. We need some value, right? So we'll represent it in the linear form. Okay, you can see the equation here. V dash of B is equal to W naught plus W1 into X1, W2 into X2, W3 into X3. Okay, you can see here up to X6. So what is X1 and X2? This V dash of B is represented in this linear form. So what is this? This see X1 and X2 are the number of X1 and X2 are nothing but number of black and red pieces on the board. See, you are playing the checkers game, white pawns are there, black pawns are there. X1 represent number of black pawns, X2 represent white or red pawns. X3 and X4 represent number of black and red kings. How many kings are there? Okay, so X3 represent black kings, X4 represents white red kings. X5 and X6. Okay, X5 represents number of black pieces threatened by red, and X6 represents number of red pieces threatened by black. So these are the possible things on the board. Okay, so using them linearly, we can calculate the value of the next board state, that is V dash of B. See, I need some value. Okay, so you are entering next board state means What is its value? Is it good state or bad state? I need some number. To do that, we are doing this. And what is this W0, W1, W2? See, these are the weights. And during logistic locally weighted regression also we come across weight. Weight is nothing but the weightage for each and every pawn. Okay, what is the weightage you give for king? What is the weightage for red pawns? What is the weightage for threatened pawns? Okay, that W0, W1, it, these are the weights. And how to calculate these weights? To calculate weight, we'll use one equation called as linear least mean square equation to calculate the weights. Initially, we'll assign some constant weights, and then we have to go on updating these weights by calculating the error that we already discussed there. Same weight calculation we are doing here also. And in neural network also weights will come. There also we'll be using same logic to calculate the weights. Okay, I will explain about these weights. I will explain in detail what is the role of weight, how to update the new weights. Okay. So see V dash of B, we are interested in calculating the board value. Okay, successor board value, which is nothing but that value is nothing but it depends on the number of pawns or types of pawns that are present in the board. So that is nothing but this linear combination of these values along with its particular weight. Okay, we call it as learnable coefficients because we are going to update the weights based on the scenario. Then, as I said, you have to choose the approximation algorithm. Approximation algorithm is nothing but that weight calculation algorithm, as I said. So using that, we can approximate that linear equation. Okay, board state, that is machine is learning means using this algorithm, it will update the weights and it will calculate the successor board state. See, you have to approximating algorithm, what it will do is, see, estimating training values. B comma V train of B is nothing but, see, these are the training values. B is nothing but that board state. V train of B is nothing but value of that board state. See, board, whenever I say board means it consists of 4 or 5 red pawns, black pawns in certain position. So if the board is in some particular order, what is the value of that board? I need that. For training our system, I need that. Because when you make a move, if you entering this particular B1 board, what value will get? If you enter B2 board, what value will get? So that is nothing but this training value. We have to estimate the training value for each and every board state. Okay, B, its training value. V train of B is nothing but that board value. Using that linear equation, we'll calculate it. And then learn the target function V dash of B. To learn the target function, we need set of training examples. Training examples are nothing but combination of board state and its respective value. B comma V train of B, where is nothing but V train of B is nothing but training value of that board state. Okay. Uh, then when you get the V train of B, see obviously in the first step you will not get it. Okay, V train of B is nothing but it depends on the next successor state, and then it again depends on the next successor state. So finally, when you start playing the game, one way or the other, you'll reach the final board state, and from there you have to start assigning the values to the predecessor state. So in reinforcement learning also we have done this. uh, when you go from one state to another state, you'll go on calculating the rewards, and then in the rewards order, you'll reassign the rewards. Same thing, board state, successor board state, it depends on. You have to calculate the value of successor board state and then assign it to the previous board state. It will be calculated and updated like that. So this is how checkers training program broadly machine learning. You can implement a checkers game in this order. So what are the steps? You may conclude like this. First is problem description. Next, choose the training experience. make it to play against itself. Next, you have to choose the target function. Here in our case, target function is nothing but choose move, that is board and its respective values, and representation of the target function. Here we are representing it in the form of x1, x2 linear equation along with its weights. And you have to choose a learning algorithm. Learning algorithm here is nothing but to update the weights and to calculate the board values. You can choose any learning algorithm, weight update algorithm. A lot of algorithms are there: gradient descent learning algorithm, least mean square weight updation algorithm. Okay, we have to study. I will discuss those things in detail in coming chapters. Okay, remember this gradient descent learning algorithm, which we have to, which we can use here in this case. So then we'll get the final design. Okay, so these are the steps. Final design. So how final design will be? We shall go to that later. Okay, see here are the steps that we followed. Determine type of training experience. What are the training experience you have? Games against the expert, or you can select the game against itself, or table of correct moves. You give the board state and inform which is the negative state. So many types of training experience are there. We'll select training against self. Next, determine the target function. Board, that is our target function is choose move, where we have set of boards and respective moves, set of boards and respective values. So we'll use this target function and determine the representation of learned function. The target function, you have to represent it in some form. We'll use the linear function for that with 6 features: x1, x2, x3, x4, and x5, x6. We'll represent the target function using these 6 features. And then you have to choose some learning algorithm. As we said, a lot of algorithms are there. We'll finalize with a gradient descent learning algorithm. See, this is one of the most common question in every paper they have asked, particularly with respect to checkers game. Okay, what are the steps involved in designing a checkers game like that? Final, up to here, you have to answer those 4 or 5 steps and this final line. Okay, and then, or they may ask even one more question: what is the final design of the checkers game? Final design is like this. So this is the final design. Either they will ask steps involved in designing the checkers game or final design. This is the final design. Don't get confused with these two questions. Okay, so this is the design stages, steps, and this is the final design. Or they may ask only final design in the checkers game. Questions may be asked in either ways. So this is the final design. In final design, you can see broadly 4 modules are there. Okay, and they are interconnected. See, machine learning system, you are building a learning system. That means it has to keep learning. Okay, it has to, it's a never ending process. Okay, when you use the word learning, it never stops. You are building a system means once it starts playing, if it is human or if it is by itself, whatever it is, it must keep learning. So you can see here, there is no end or start here. Okay, it is in the form of cycle. Once you design it and deploy it, it will start playing against itself. It will learn. It will start playing against a human. It should go on learning. Any learning system, machine learning system, or artificial intelligence system, if you say you are building, then it should be like this. Usually, machine learning system, it won't be like this. For example, yeah, what do you think Siri is there? Siri is a voice recognition system present in iPhone, or Alexa is there. Alexa, you might have come across Alexa. It takes voice commands and it gives you the lot of fee, task it will perform. So Alexa, you can call these things as artificial intelligence, not completely, but they are almost similar to these systems itself. Whether Siri and Alexa, they keep learning by themselves, uh, or whether it is a program which is completely built, it is final, or they keep learning by themselves. Whether it will learn new things. Uh, if you have used Siri, see, hey Siri, you say it will accept the commands and call Sandeep if you say, okay, in the beginning, it will not identify my tone of the voice. Okay. It will show you Sandeep, 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 so many things it will match. And it will ask which one you want to. Once I select particular name Sandeep or Sandesh or something, okay, it will start learning. Next time you say, hey Siri, call Sandeep, it will not show you the options because it is learning. It should be like that. Whatever system you are building, if you say machine learning or artificially intelligent system, they have to learn. Once you deploy it, learning never ends. So this is the final design. There is no start and end, stop. It's kind of a cycle. Okay, experiment generator is there. It takes input hypothesis, and again, I will explain what is an hypothesis. Okay, for experiment generator, input is hypothesis, output it gives a new problem. See, for checkers game, a new problem is what? It will align the pawns in some particular order. That new board state itself is the new problem, which it has to solve. Is it clear? Experiment generator name itself indicates. It takes input as some hypothesis, and it will generate new board states, and it will send that new board state to performance system. This performance system, it gets the board state, one new board state it will get, and from there it will play the game. Okay, it will play the game. It will play as if it has to win. Okay, if it wins the game, what it will do is traces game history, how it played the game, which were the efficient moves, all those things it will send it to the critic module. Have you understood? Like experiment generator, it will give the new board state to the performance system. Performance system will play the game. What it will do? It will pick the best moves because of which it has won the game, and it will give that history to the critic system module. Critic module, what it will do is from that history of traces like moves, it will create the training examples. Okay, it will create the training examples. Again, training example is nothing but the combination of board state and its particular value. B1 comma V train of B1. Board state B1, board B1 and its value. So it will generate those training examples. Why you need training examples? To train the system. Okay, it will from this set of moves, it will fetch and it will create the training examples and it will send the training examples to this generalizer. Okay, so name generalizer. What does that mean? Generalizer means it will generalize these training examples to some hypothesis. Okay, if 100 training examples are there, it will see among those 100 training examples, can it generalize all those training examples and frame one hypothesis? Is it possible? Okay, from these training examples, it will create one hypothesis. Okay, that hypothesis is nothing but the input for the experiment generator. Okay, again, about hypothesis, you might have heard about this word hypothesis. See, hypothesis is something which is not real. Okay, we are proposing it. So from this set of training examples, it will generalize all those things and it will create one hypothesis, which will be, this hypothesis will be applicable. It will be general for all these training examples. Okay. About hypothesis, again, I will explain in the next class in detail what is hypothesis with an example we shall see. what is an hypothesis, how to generate an hypothesis. Is it clear? Again, generalizer here, algorithms will come into picture, which will create from the training examples, how we can go to the hypothesis, we'll see. Okay. So that's one example system how you can build in machine learning. Okay. And we can see these are the few issues in machine learning. Again, one of the common question, what are the issues in machine learning? In first module, you'll get this question. Uh, Approximation is one problem. Training data, is it sufficient or not? See, all these issues with respect to each and every algorithm, we shall see in the future classes. While explaining KNN or reinforcement learning, uh, I told you about the challenges you face while using KNN or uh, locally weighted regression or reinforcement learning. All these things are nothing but the issues in machine learning. Okay, with each algorithm, they will have its own challenges. So you can see them while learning those algorithms. Okay, yeah, thank you.